I'm going to do this sale a little bit different. Melody and I stopped at an estate sale on our way to breakfast very quick. That is the line of people waiting to check out. But let's go do this. Got a Cowboys grill right there. My plan in this video is to kind of tell you in each area what I'm looking for. Right here, this looks like an A2 Bombers flying jacket. It is not. It's a 1980s one that did not have good comps at all. So I think they wanted $25 for it. I wasn't gonna pay that. What I do in the closets, there are certain things I'm looking for. Number one, Melody and I are looking for age. I see some of those sweaters. I'm looking for Coogee sweaters. I see sweaters like this blue one, and I'm looking for perhaps a Letterman sweater or something like that. But I'm looking for age, and I'm looking for, on the wool ones like the other one, I want to see those made in Ireland or Scotland, something like that. And in the backs of every closet, that's where you're going to find some of the best stuff, the stuff that hasn't been worn in a long time. Vintage t-shirts and things like that. When I get to the sweatshirts, I start looking for things like reverse weave champion. Those two are reverse weave champions that I actually got at an estate sale, $5 a piece. That's kind of what the tags look like on those. The one on the left, I got $275 for, and the other one was well over $400. So keep your eyes open for those. But in the closets, always look in the back where the stuff has been hanging up a long time. The age on a lot of these clothes just wasn't quite old enough. Oh, hats. I love hats. And hats, same thing. I'm looking for age. I'm looking for made in the USA. Looking for old Pepsi hats, old John Deere hats, things like that. On the floor, a lot of times you'll see that's where they put their underwear, their socks. And vintage socks and underwear have a great resale value. And so I'm always scanning those to see. With denim Wrangler shirts, I'm looking for made in the USA, pearl snap, and the older and more farm worn, the better. Most of these Western shirts that were pearl snap were short sleeve, and I've just always done better with a long sleeve shirt. With the jeans, I'm looking for vintage Levi's. I do better with vintage Levi's than I do anything else. If they are overalls, I'm looking for the word sanforized. I'm looking for the old engineer stripe. Anything that's real indication of age. Most of these were Resseller and more modern Wranglers, and it's just not in our price point. And I would tell you, anytime you find polo with the bear on it, it's worth looking up. This is one we could have probably bought. This was a queen size fitted sheet with the bear on it, and it looked like they were 35 to 45. My problem with sheets is a lot of times I get home and then there's a stain or a hole or something that I didn't see, and so I just don't pick them up unless they're new in the package. We thought about it. We thought about it pretty hard because it was cheap enough, but in the end we decided to leave it behind. Would you have picked it up? Would you have taken it? Cookbooks. I am always looking for the Luby's cookbook. I have not found one, but they've come down. They were $100, but they're still $35 or $40. With knives, I am always hoping to find Cutco. And Cutco is one of my favorite brands. That's not what this was. I'll put a picture up and show you what the Cutco handles look like. That's normally how I identify them. There are a couple of real prizes coming up. Let me tell you what I'm always looking for here in the bathrooms. The people that lived here at an estate sale are usually older people. They've been either moved into a nursing home or passed on. And if you're older like I am, you know that age comes with a little bit of pain. And of course, like everybody else, you're always looking for relief from it. One of the brands that I do find at estate sales that just almost never gets marked up and it never gets picked up is a brand called Nikken, Nikken. And they make everything from shoe inserts to, back supports to bracelets. It's a magnetic thing to help reduce pain. And like that biaxial power mag I've sold before, I've sold the back flex plate before. And always keep your eyes open for those because they can be big money and they sell quick. With books, I'm genuinely looking for age. I'm trying to find things that are before 1900 usually and find something that's special. Even with the gun cleaning kit, I would want one that's older than what's right there in front of me. With the Bibles, I always just check to make sure they don't have any money in them, but I've never found any. This was a fishing rod case, and honestly, I was just checking to make sure it was empty. Oh yeah, here we go. Here's some money for you. That brand is called Starrett, and they make measuring tools. Everything from millwork to woodwork, rulers and everything else. I always pick up Starrett when I can find it. So I did buy that piece, and this is made by Lufkin, another measuring company. They do a lot of tape measures, but they also do machinist tools too. Mahogany case. Got a little bit of very minor surface rust that I was able to clean up. And here's some comps on that one. Mine is on the far right. Those are my pictures. Bose speakers are another one. These were $45 and they're very heavy. And if they had been $15 or $20, I would have probably picked them up. They sell for $100 to $125. But you really have to be able to test them, and for me, that's just not enough to mess with those. I'm telling you, when I go through these estate sales, I'm absolutely positive I leave stuff behind me that the next person would be excited to find. I liked this thing, though, and didn't buy it. I'm not sure why I didn't look at it. The walk fan, $34. Somebody had one that was practically new. The pocket knives and watches, I'm looking for old Seiko dive watches and case knives, those kind of things. Melody took over the camera work here for a little bit, but none of this stuff was old. It was all very, very modern, very much Hobby Lobby or Walmart, and there just wasn't anything here. When we get to Christmas ornaments, we're always looking for brands like Radco. Some of the Radco ones can go for an awful lot of money. We sold a Radco last year that was a 3-ball drop, and it was huge. It was like 18 inches long, but it sold for $610. Most of this stuff here was very, very inexpensive and just not worth picking up for us. Melody's just hoping to find a good brand in there, but there just wasn't anything worth getting. These were interesting, and it was a good set, certainly a pretty set, but I did check them out, the Roche 1983, and the whole set was $10 to $15, and nobody had sold any, so it really just wasn't worth picking up. Again, none of this stuff had any age to it. Vintage Christmas is awesome. Modern Christmas just really doesn't go for anything. And I did look this up. You know, the Snoopy I was hoping was older. Unfortunately, it was made by Hallmark, and the comps on it weren't good. There's a bunch of them listed and none sold with a $7 buy it now best offer price. Okay, I'm done. We left the estate sale. We didn't even plan on going to this. It was just on the way to go get some breakfast. Do you want to be on camera? Melody said she melted. It's like 100 outside. So I got 2 Starrett things. I'll put those up with some comps. I paid quite a bit for them, $25 and then $27.50. but I have some experience with those. Normally they're pretty good. So that was it. Fun, quick sale, and now we're gonna go get some breakfast. If you like estate sales, click right here and watch another one.